We are now in a period that Liverpool were in the 90s. I remember laughing at Liverpool when they said, oh, Liverpool, Rob Jones is an amazing right back and Phil Babb's the best centre back in England and all this stuff that they came out with. I used to laugh at them because it was obviously not true. United were a much better team. But United are now in that period where we think that our players are better than they actually are, because they're not that good, some of them. And more important than ability on the ball and ability to play football, they don't have the mentality to take Man United back to the top. So we need to look at what's wrong with Manchester United. I've got to start in the midfield. The midfield pairing, Fred and McTominay, and also if you add Matic into that, are not even in the top 10 midfielders in the Premier League. So one of the most important parts of the pitch, where you control the game, control the tempo, you've just not got the quality, the ability to break the lines, the ability to pass, the ability to feed the forwards. And that has a massive impact upon all the team, upon defensive stability, upon the ability to increase and improve XG. So it's a major problem that should have been sorted out in the summer. It should have been sorted out a long time ago, but it's not been. It's just been left, and now United are reaping the issues from it. The second issue, United's squad is bloated. It's absolutely massive. Go through the squad list. It's one of the biggest squads in the league, and it's also one of the largest wage budgets. And it's got so many players who are very similar in exactly the same positions. So if you look at the number 10 position, who can play number 10 for United? You've got Mata could play there, Pogba can play there, Bruno can play there, Lingard can play there. Even Rashford could play there. Sancho can play there. Andreas Pereira is still owned by Manchester United. He could play there. I could go on. And then other parts of the team, like number sixes, you've got basically one number 6 in Matic, and you've got Fred and McTominay, who are kind of like very versatile players. So in one of the most important areas of the pitch, the central midfield area, you don't have any players. Not only are they not good enough quality, you don't have any numbers. So the squad really needs completely overhauling. The third issue, in my opinion, are the players, the mentality. We are now in a period that Liverpool were in the 90s. I remember laughing at Liverpool when they said, oh, Liverpool, Rob Jones is an amazing right back and Phil Babb's the best centre back in England and all this stuff that they came out with. I used to laugh at them because it was obviously not true. United were a much better team. But United are now in that period where we think that our players are better than they actually are, because they're not that good, some of them. And more important than ability on the ball and ability to play football, they don't have the mentality to take Man United back to the top. They're not up for the fight. Look at them. Most of them who've had one contract with United are now independently wealthy. Their children are probably independently wealthy. Their children's children are probably going to be independently wealthy. Do they really care? Do they really support United and care? Are they willing to run through brick walls? And other teams who've got players that are quite well paid and, they look hungrier. Man City, Liverpool look hungrier. Okay? They run more, they fight more, they tackle more, they're more aggressive. They don't have these down days. And United, it's not a question of ability per se. It's mentality. The players are used to sort of fit, like, we finished second twice since Fergie retired. That's not something to celebrate. We won the Europa League. There's only 2 trophies that define Manchester United. One's the Premier League and one's the Champions League. That's it. Everything else is pointless. So we've won nothing since Sir Alex Ferguson's left. And the players are in this mediocrity. They've got big commercial deals. They're being huge amounts of money. United have got a massive wage bill. For what? They're being compensated for failure. So this issue is a very difficult issue for Manchester United to solve. And the only way they can do it is by weeding out about 10, 12 players out of this squad and buying players, like Rangnick said, on their first contract or their second contract who are hungry and desperate to win. And also having a style of play like yesterday, 4th issue, we didn't press. There's no aggressivity. They're passive. They're completely passive. They're passengers. Wolves played around us. Wolves deserve to win probably 3-0, 2-0. Outplayed by Wolves. You think you're going to win the European Cup or win the league? No, you're not, because you're being outplayed. So these are the issues that are wrong with Manchester United. And the final one, it's the Glazier ownership. I maintain Manchester United cannot be successful with Glazier ownership. Sir Alex Ferguson was successful under Glazier ownership in spite of the Glaziers, not because of them. The level of the league's improved, the finances of the other teams have improved, and obviously Fergie was a genius, and also the class of 92 all left. United haven't replaced them because it's very difficult. Historically, United have gone to Tottenham and bought Carrick. They've gone and bought Berbatov. They've gone and bought, Paul Ince, the best young midfielder. They've gone and bought Van Nistelrooy, the best player in Holland. They're not able to do that. They are able to do that, but it's very, very, very expensive. Like, are you telling me if it was 25 years ago, Calvin Phillips is at Leeds, Leeds wouldn't have any money. Now Leeds have got a lot of money. You can go and buy Phillips or Rice at West Ham. West Ham don't need to sell him. You're going to have to pay huge money. United would have snapped up Rice. He would be a Fergie type signing. Buy the best British players and sprinkle in the foreign players and the youth system and then win leagues. But that's not there anymore. The smaller clubs are holding out for big money. United were quoted 50 million to buy Sean Longstaff 2 years ago. Right, that's a case in point. They paid £80 million for Harry Maguire. So unless you're willing to throw £1 billion at it, you're going to have to find a different way to do it. And it's going to require a full structure in the club that's going to enable you to do that. So up until the Glaziers leave and you clear the debt and you get owners that actually understand football, United aren't coming back. United have finished.